Hey guys, it's Leonie. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 tips that I've used over the past 5 years to kind of get a basic grasp of the Swedish language. So hopefully if you are thinking of learning a language and you don't really want to take classes but you kind of want to keep it casual, that these tips will help you guys out. What I really like to do when I learn a new language is to get a notebook, and pretty much anything that I write in that notebook has to be related to the language that I'm learning. So for example, when I was learning French in university, I had a notebook where I would write everything that I was learning in French. You can also keep like a diary or a blog where everything you feel like expressing has to be in that language that you're learning. At first it will be really hard because you'll find that there are some things that you want to express but you can't find the words to express them in that language, and so that's a really great time for you to kind of like go on Google Translate or open your dictionary and learn new vocabulary for the words that you want to express. I also really like to listen to music in that language that I'm learning. So right now, obviously, I listen to a lot of Swedish music, and it really helps me to kind of comprehend what they're singing about. And when I first started listening to Swedish music, I couldn't understand like a single word. But over time, you kind of learn to grasp the different context of songs, especially because there are a lot of like love songs out there, heartbreak songs, and you will pick up common words that they use. What I really like to do is I like to read the lyrics as I listen to the song. Any words that I don't know, I'll translate. And if I really like the song and it's really resonating with me, I'll turn it into an artwork. I'll like write it down. I'll make a painting out of it. I think being able to write what you're listening to is a great way to kind of keep all those vocabulary and words and phrases in your mind. And that's really helped me, because i en värld full av strider finns en ekande kör för hjärtan som brinner för livet. Ja, för livet. Next, I would suggest that you find a really good TV series in that local language. But I suggest watching movies and watching TV series because it will kind of help you to learn the way that words are pronounced or the intonation of the voices when they speak that language. And that is really helpful because it's easy to kind of just like read the words that you see and think that they are pronounced, but it's another thing to like have that intonation. For example, I could be like jag älskar dig. Like it makes sense, but it lacks that intonation, like jag älskar dig. That's really important too if you're learning a new language, is to like surround yourself with people who actually speak it and listen to the way that the words are spoken. So yeah, definitely check out foreign films in the language that you're choosing to learn. Next is reading. I suggest getting maybe children's books to start off with because it's going to be hard if you just jump in straight into like an adult novel. But children's books are really great because you'll learn how to say the basic things, basic vocabulary, and as you build your confidence, you can progress to higher levels. I would suggest getting books that you already know in your native tongue. So for example, I don't know, Twilight, Hunger Games, something that you've read before, and get the translated version of that. I also follow a lot of people online who speak the language that I'm learning. Finding YouTubers who make videos in their native tongue and following them on social media. There's also specific Twitter accounts in specific languages that you could also follow, and you'll learn a lot from that too. Usually there is like quite a tight-knit community of these YouTubers who make videos in their native language. So once you find one YouTuber, it's really easy to kind of find their community and start following all the people who make videos in that language. I would also take advantage of free applications. There are so many apps out there that let you learn a language for free. And I've wrote about this before, but it's the app called Duolingo, and they have quite a few languages that you can learn on Duolingo. I'm waiting for them to have like a Chinese Mandarin course so that I can start learning Mandarin. But this is a really great way if you need extra resources and extra help to kind of guide you along that way. And it's great for grammar practices, it's great for expanding your vocabulary, and it's kind of like a gamification process too, so there's like levels. I don't go on it very often anymore, but I just kind of go on there to refreshen up my French skills mostly and to see how my Swedish progression is going. So it's also a really great way to kind of gauge how far along you are in the process of learning your language. And lastly, I think this is probably the most important, is to find a buddy who you can actually talk to in that language you're learning. I think this has definitely been the best way for me to learn Swedish because I have Matthias around, and every now and then we'll have a conversation in Swedish, usually like 5 to 10 minutes. And he'll teach me new vocabulary, he'll teach me if I've said a phrase wrong. It's really helpful when I'm listening to a Swedish song or I'm watching a Swedish television program and I don't understand what's going on, and he can translate for me. Obviously, through Matthias, I have some of his friends who also help me on my Swedish language journey, so I will like type to them in Swedish and they will type something back and I have no idea what they just typed. And it's a great way to learn new phrases and to kind of get a better understanding, because Matthias is very lenient on me. If I say something grammatically wrong, sometimes he'll let it go, but with his friends they'll be like, huh? No, you're supposed to say it this way. I think Matthias just likes to see me make a fool of myself. But yeah, definitely try and find yourself someone who you can talk that language you're learning to. It's really helpful and it gives you great practice to actually put all that passive learning to use. Anyway, those are my tips, and those were the ways that I have managed to learn Swedish over the past 5 years without really taking any classes or really putting much effort. Obviously, the more you invest in it, the more time you spend into it, the more you schedule time to learn another language, the faster you'll progress. Let me know if you're learning a new language and what are some of the things that you're doing to reach that goal. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, thumbs up. Wow, that was so sellout of me, but it makes me feel a little bit better if you actually press the thumbs up button and comment so that I know I'm not wasting my time making these videos. My self-worth is dependent on your likes. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. I will see you guys in my next video. And as always, vi ser. Tack för maten.